Hello, welcome to another lecture. So in this lecture we are going to be modeling the spring for our valve project using the sweep boss. So to start, let's make sure our scale is in millimeter by going to the options, document, unit, millimeter, and OK. So let's select the front plane and start a sketch. So we want to draw a midpoint line starting at the origin point and making it vertical this way. So let's add it, make sure there's a vertical constraint on it, and let's add a diameter to it. I mean a line, a dimension to that line, which is 20.52. So it should have something like that. So now let's exit that sketch. So let's select in the front plane again. Let's add another sketch, and this time let's draw the circle somewhere down here. Let's click the point, center point of that circle and the end point of that line, and let's make it horizontal to each other. Let's add a dimension from the center point to the end point of that line is 8, and let's add a diameter to that circle, a dimension for the diameter which is 1.35. So you should have something like that, and let's exit that sketch again. So now we'll go to the feature sweep boss. We'll click on the sweep boss. So in order to use the sweep boss, you need two things. You need your profile and you need your path to sweep your profile around. So now we will select our profile, and the path we will select this part, and under the option we want to select profile twist. Let's do twist, specify twist value, and under the type of twist you want to select revolutions, and the revolution we want to revolve it around that line 8.5 times. So when we click enter, now our profile is being revolved around this line 8.5 times, and we'll click OK. So that is how the sweep revolve works. So the next thing we want to do is just trim the edge of those, the edge of the spring. So we will select the front plane again and click sketch, and now you want to draw a rectangle somewhere down here, and let's make the center point of that rectangle and the origin point vertical to each other, so it's center. Let's select this face and let's convert the entity of that face, and make sure you change that to a construction line. So let's click this line and the center point of that sketch you converted, and let's make it coincident, so you have something like that. So now let's add a a dimension, make that 2, and let's make this 25. So we have something like that. So now let's go back to our feature, extrude cut. You want to select extrude all in both, extrude all in both. So it's extruding that in both directions, and we'll click OK. So now that is what we did. We just trimmed that flat edge, we trimmed that part off, because when we made it to our part, we want that part to sit on a flat part. And you'll see why we did this later on in the lecture. So the next thing we need to do is just mirror that feature up there to do the same thing for the top. So we'll select our mirror, and the plane we want to mirror it about the top plane, as you can see, and the feature we want to mirror this, and we want to select OK. And now you can see that part is trimmed at the top. And that is pretty much the sweep feature. So make sure you save your work, save this spring, save this as a spring, and I will see you in the next project. Thank you. And oh yes, before we go, another way the sweep feature works is, let me just open a new part. Another way to do the sweep feature is you can start a sketch, and let's say I draw a spline, something like this, right? And I can now exit that sketch again. Now I need to draw my profile, so I can draw another sketch over here, which is a circle, something like that. So now I have my profile and my part. So go back into the feature, sweep feature, and select my profile, select my part, and you get something like that, which is another way to use the sweep feature. And another way to use it is, let me click on the front plane again, I select sketch, and let me draw another sweep, another spline over here. We have something like that. We can exit it. And now when we go into the sweep feature, we don't have a profile to revolve, to sweep this around. But if you have SolidWorks 15 and up, you should have this circular profile here. So when you select we will select the circular profile and select that part, which is our sketch 3. And as you can see, now it's adding it's assuming that it's like a diameter circle and is revolving it, sweeping it around that line. And we can change the diameter here, and let's make that 1 and click OK. And that is pretty much how you do your sweep in SolidWorks. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next lecture. Bye.